Good day, YouTube. Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Verizon. They're down. I bought some AT&T as well, and I'm just waiting to see if this one's going to go down anymore. So, but as you can see, it's down over 22% here in the last year. So I used to think anything below $50 was a good deal, and it's 42. So it's down over 16% here in the last 3 months, and the past month down 7.69%. Here in the past week down 1.9%, and here's a look at today, so it's even down. So this is Verizon, ticker VZ. So feel free to pause and go over that. It's telecommunications, founded in 1983. Market cap of $179.14 billion, a high today of 43.34, and a low of 42.62. 52-week high of 55.51, and a 52-week low of 42.62. Got a nice dividend there of 5.91. Average volume of 16.84, and today at 13.41. Click into these right quick. I was even going to do a video on T-Mobile, so we'll see what these articles say. May as well, since I already did AT&T, but T-Mobile wins the race as favorite pick for Morgan Stanley, beating AT&T and Verizon. So there you go, as of last Wednesday. So since this is about a week old, just going to kind of skim through this, but Morgan Stanley analysts, stocks have come under pressure in recent weeks, and it looks like T-Mobile won the race. So I do have the biggest return from T-Mobile. I have all of them. AT&T, probably my biggest holding, and then Sharewise, and then Verizon, and then T-Mobile. But as a whole, I've gotten the biggest return from T-Mobile. And I've had it for a couple years and have not bought any more. So, but Flannery notes that the market should get initial 2023 guidance from Crown Castle. I have not heard of that one. Feel free to pause. Feel free to pause and go over the rest of that information. And then we have TELUS, ticker TU. I have not went over that one as well, nor do I own any of it. So, turning to stocks, Simon adds that AT&T and Verizon both screen attractively from a valuation perspective, with a single-digit PE and top 10 dividend yields within the S&P 500. The analyst thinks they can hold up well in a tough market, but he still favors T-Mobile as the top pick with the telecom services. T-Mobile has toppled Verizon. It's time to buy the stock. And this is dated on the 27th, so on Saturday. If you have T-Mobile stock or carrier, you can list that in the comments. I have Verizon. AT&T is getting better, but I have always had Verizon. So, but I like to have all three of them, and they're all 5G stocks. So, feel free to pause and go over that. And moving on here. Over here on Microsoft Bing, currently showing it as a hold at $42.63 with an upside to $50.50. Verizon Communications is a trending stock, facts to know before betting on it, and this is dated here today. So it's been one of the most searched for stocks on Zacks.com lately. The video that I did on AT&T said the same thing, so you might want to look at some of the facts that could shape the stock's performance in the near term. So I've been talking about all of them here lately. So over the past month, shares of the largest U.S. Cell phone carrier have returned minus 6.3%, compared to the Zacks composite of minus 2.3%. So it's triple what the S&P did in a bad way during this period. But I've been buying it, so it hasn't hurt my feelings. These are a long-term hold. I'm trying to get up to 100 shares of this AT&T, if not more, in each one of my accounts, and then just build from there. So I have traditional IRA, Roth IRA, and individual accounts. I'm trying to build my positions in each one of them. But here's the 12-month earnings per share. As you can see, from 2020 to 2025, 12-month consensus earnings per share estimate. Here kind of goes over the revenue growth forecast. Verizon, the consensus sales estimate of $33.72 billion for the current quarter points to a year-over-year change of a positive 2.5%. The $136.29 billion and $138.5 billion estimates for the current and next fiscal years indicate changes of plus positive 2% and plus 1.6%. Massachusetts Financial Services boosts stock position in Verizon. So they grew the stake in shares of Verizon Communications by 942% during the first quarter, according to the company and its most recent 13F filing in the SEC. So I'm not going to read all of that to you, so feel free to pause and go over the rest. But there's always going to be institutions buying, selling. I would assume with the price, a lot more would be buying, so maybe that will run the price back up. But I'm fine with the price for a while until I accumulate all the shares that I want, and then it can go up. Verizon Communications short interest update. This is dated here on the 28th, so Sunday. Was the recipient of a large decline in short interest during the month of August. As of August 15th, there was a short interest totaling 28,880,000 shares, a decline of 25.9% from July 31st. Total of 39 million shares, based on an average daily trading volume of 19,400,000 shares. Short interest ratio is presently 1.5 days. Here it kind of goes over some insider transactions. Kind of already went over some of those. Institutional trading of Verizon. And down 1.1%. Opened at 43.25 on Friday. And has a 52-week low of 43.22 and a high of 55.51. That'll get back up to the 55. So, like I said, it doesn't hurt my feelings right now. So that way I can buy all the more. So Verizon to introduce 5G ultra wideband in Pittsburgh. And as you can see, this is dated on Monday the 29th. Stated with the help of a 5G ultra wideband technology, it will deploy an internet service for business and residential activities in Pittsburgh. Ultra wideband version of 5G is used more extensively throughout its natural 5G coverage footprint. Compromises a short range millimeter wave spectrum. It's also prevalent in the low band sub 6 GHz spectrum. Verizon's 5G coverage and its new home and business service are one and the same infrastructure. Verizon uses the ground fiber optic cables to establish an internet connection. Verizon will help with the help of its own on-site 5G, is providing the perfect mix of 5G, ultra-wideband, and LTE facilities. So, like I said, they each have their own little niche. They're all good companies. This and AT&T gives you a dividend. T-Mobile does not. Maybe someday they will, but I have my biggest appreciation in the stock in T-Mobile. Verizon, the destruction is near completion. This is dated on the 29th, so yesterday. Verizon has collapsed dramatically since we rated it as a sell in early July. We cautioned investors that its valuation was unsustainable and investors should cut exposure. I've been doing the opposite. I've been buying it on the low. So our sell thesis played out. Verizon underperformed the market significantly and failed to participate in the broad market bottom in July. company also appears to be addressing its competitive challenges proactively and could close the gap as it builds out its C-band spectrum through, and I do more than article's ultimate growth investing. Early July, we presented the investors that should capitalize on the rally from its May lows to cut exposure and rotate away. Ouch. Moving on over here to Reddit. Nothing really up to date here. Over here on StockTwits, currently at 42.66. Feels the love in Seattle. Issued press release. And over here on MSN Money, currently showing it as a hold with an upside to 52.53. But that's all that I have on Verizon. If you have Verizon, go ahead and list it in the comments, along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. So, and it just hit the 52-week low, probably right there. But if you're buying Verizon, go ahead and list that in the comments. If you have AT&T or T-Mobile, or you can list whichever 5G is your favorite, and that would give us all something to compare notes and talk about. So comments are always good. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as the next videos drop. Again, this is Jay Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.